let's get this done. The last one. Marauder Warrior. Alright. Wait, the Marauder. You've decided to swing an axe with the Marauders, then. Alright then, all that needs doing now is to speak with Axemaster himself. Sounds simple. I've seen folks slink out the door rather than put themselves in the path of that unnerving guy. That's the bloke right there in the middle of the room. Wernzoin's his name. Put some steel under your spine and look him straight in the eye when you talk to him, lad. Good fortune to you. Yes, I'm Wernzoin. Axemaster, they call me. Not the most imaginative of titles, I'll agree, but one you should not underestimate the value of directness. I welcome your interest in our guild. The art of the Marauder is used to rend, to cleave, and to destroy. It is not our way to simply outfight our adversaries. We seek to overwhelm them. A Marauder must be the most powerful and enduring presence on the battlefield. We must account for the most enemies defeated. Our role in combat is that of a steel whirlwind, dealing death and destruction without equal. No doubt the question has already been put to you by Blathata, but once more I shall challenge your commitment. Are you prepared for the bloody carnage that awaits an initiate of the Marauders Guild? Are you prepared for carnage? Very well. Your name? Attend to me well, then, Strife. Hold fast to this moment of dedication. The path of the Marauder is a jagged and perilous one. The blood that spills at your feet will oft-times be your own. You stand now as a student of the axe. Let us waste no time in testing the edge of your chosen weapon. You shall wade straightway into combat as befits a novice of your discipline. Go forth and slay the bleeding, scurrying, and crawling pests that plague the outskirts of Limsa. Lost lambs, wharf rats, and little ladybugs shall be your piteous adversaries this day. Return to me once 3 of each creature have fallen to your blade. Yeah, I realize the one thing that I think I kind of like about doing the New Game Plus on this is since I get to keep my current gear, the headphones would totally seem like something I would be wearing. Yuki Tabito. Ah, student of dread. Oh. I will say the funny thing is this has been doing these class quests and everything have probably been the most consistent I've been with streaming in a long time. Oh, I'm doing at least 1 a day, sometimes 2. You are returned to me a different man. Already your face shows a harder cast, a realization of the slaughter of which you are capable. But there is much training to be done before you wield the axe to its fullest potential. Learn well your lessons, build your strength, and make of each swing an instinctive act. You shall have this hunting log to aid you in that endeavor. Its pages are marked with opponents suitable for honing your skills. There are, of course, myriad methods by which you may improve your techniques, but when the way forward is not readily apparent, the log provides a reliable source of challenges. Every blow of your weapon will clear another step towards the mastery of the Marauder way. Implacable, implaceable, relentless, such must be your momentum on both the practice grounds and the battlefield. Strife, you approach me with the Marauder's stride, determined, unswerving, and bereft of the hesitation that marked our first meeting. I am pleased. The time has come for you to begin a new stage in your training. Now, one sets the axe aside from the gladius or the dagger. It is the raw, unstoppable destruction wrought by its thick, heavy blade, and that overwhelming power can only be properly directed by extraordinary physical strength. Thus, we come to the core of this day's lesson. Such strength as a Marauder must possess is developed through a traditional method passed down through the generations of the guild, a method that you too shall be taught to employ. Present yourself to Broenbar in the practice area downstairs, and he shall instruct you further. Oh golly, oh gee, oh golly, oh gee. The Axmaster told me you'd be on your way. My name's Broenbar. Good it is to meet a new Marauder. Now, we axe wielders build strength and control by splitting boulders. That's right, our traditional method involves smashing a rock with your axe. But you can't use any old swing. You need to hit the rock just so. Rock Guy, my fellow Marauder, is waiting just outside the Zephyr Gate by the bridge over the Rogue River. She'll tell you how it's done. Lebrum. Rotgeim. Greetings, lad. Ready to split some stone, are you? I have 3 nice hard rocks for you to build up a sweat on. Don't try nothing fancy for now. Just hit them with a good, solid, heavy swing. That's the way to do it, lad. Now you've got the idea. Why don't you have at him a little harder with that heavy swing of yours? Hold nothing back. I can see you're a natural. My head's still ringing with the sound of cracking boulders. Take yourself back to Axmaster Wurzen and let him know you're ready for something harder. To the Marauders Guild. I'm ready for something harder.
You've been naughty.
Shambles! Thank you. Has the training loosened your muscles and focused your mind, Strife? An urgent request to help for help has arrived from the Red Rooster's stead, and I have chosen you to respond. It appears a hostile group of megalocrabs has unwittingly elected itself the next test of your prowess. As this is your first outing on official Marauder duty, you shall be accompanied by a veteran conjurer by the name of Silkwood. She awaits you on the floor below. May devastation follow in your wake. Thank you for the resub, Chibbles. Holy shit, 64 months. Holy crap. How are you, Chibbles? Hi, Strife. I know who you are. My brother oft has me escort his fledgling marauders on their more dangerous tasks. I suppose Warzone expects me to give you the details then. Very well. It seems the farmers need us to clear out a megalocrab nest near the Morning Widow in Lower Lenosha. I shall trust you to find your own way there. Just don't forget your axe. Okay. To Lower Lenosha then. Thank you, Chibbles. You are awesome. I really do appreciate it. Go figure. Tis all the way up here. Do I get an instance on the level 5 quest? I forget. Do I? I think I do. Looks as if nobody's home. Mayhap they knew we were coming. Aid! I need aid! Please, it's my grandson. Them sniffers got him. I told Sigurd not to get too close. I told him. Get that weapon ready, Strife. We need to move now. It's Chibbles in the morning, Chibbles in the evening, Chibbles have supper time. Ah, bugger and shite! Get away from me, you bloody great bastard! Go. Are you just waking up, Chibbles, or...? What? And makes me sad going through this again, because there was one skill I that I remember a Marauder having that they removed from the game. I kind of miss it. Thank you, mister. I thought I was dead for sure. I can't even play outside no more, what with all these scary monsters about. Me Ma and me Da, they was both killed by some nasty bugger not so long ago. An aurochs big as a mountain. But I bet you could beat it. Aye, make it pay for what it did to me folks. Take it easy now, son. There's a whole guild full of strapping lads and lasses like Strife here who will be glad to do just that. All you need to do is head home with your grandpa. You let us worry about that big, nasty bugger. Consider your first duty a success, Strife. It's time you headed back as well. Before Ryerson begins to worry, I've left your corpse for the Before he begins to worry, I've left your corpse for the crabs. Would be the first time. Wouldn't be the first time somebody's left my corpse for the crabs. So Rock and Seb would do that to me, just like, hey, I want a hug. You guys are assholes. The memories of my early days starting off as a Marauder and learning and trying to figure things out. Seb's being nice enough to help me, but at the same time, he would troll me / stalk me. The memories. Okay. The Marauder's Guild. I hope this one will not take 5 hours like Ninja did. So you have shattered the shells of the megaloclabs and saved the life of a child in the bargain. Thus does our violent craft prove its merit. Well done, Strife. Though no longer a threat to the farmers, you should know that it is unusual for such crafts to be found so near the sea. By all accounts, the creatures were ousted from their usual feeding grounds by a more fierce beast. The beast of which I speak is a known terror in the lands of Lenosha, ever seeking to expand its territory. And that boy's parents were but 2 of the many victims to fall to its rampages. It is a threat that must be dealt with ere long. Do thoughts of vengeance flit through your mind, Strife? Nurture those urges, but do not yet act upon them. This monstrosity is far beyond your present skills. If you would answer the lad's cry for revenge, then you must grow stronger. Become the raging behemoth that this challenge demands. Strife, I've gathered what information I could concerning the beast that young Sigurd bade you to slay. The tales name this creature Kujata. Those who have witnessed Kujata and the terrifying flesh also call him Stampeding Mountain, such is his immense size and bulk. Again, I will not seek to dissuade you from claiming vengeance for the boy's parents. In fact, I encourage it. But to topple this lumbering colossus, you must first become his equal in strength and ferocity. As a single step towards this distant goal, I send you to Blind Iron Mines. We have had word that folk are falling prey to the claws of local galagos, and it is your task to protect the weak from these unruly creatures. Learn to channel the rage inside you and let your axe blade sing in righteous slaughter. I think that is Lower Lenosha as well. Yes. I mean, I could have just teleported there, but this still puts me a lot closer, so it saves me just a little time. And again, the fun thing is like when I started doing these, to do all of Thaumaturge Blacksmith, it took me about 3 hours. Every class that I have done since then has taken me right about 2.5 hours. Maybe 2 hours, 45 minutes, somewhere around there. Rogue Ninja is the first class that even with like the one break I did in the middle and like the couple interruptions I had, is the only one that took me longer than that. I mean, it took like 2 hours longer. It's ridiculous how long that took. I'm just glad it's over, because again, at least the nice thing is that when I get to do this for Heaven's Ward, it's literally only 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, and 60. So 6 quests per class. So I still may do it episodically, but they should be short enough. They should be short enough that I could probably do a couple a day and knock them out, especially since I'm going to be including Dark Knight, Machinist, and Astrologian. Those 3 may take a little bit longer because I have to build them up from level 30. Unless they've changed that, but I don't know. Welcome back, Strife. Your actions have saved many from needless injury and anguish. But though your efforts are to be commended, there is yet much work to be done. Kuchata, the object of your vengeance, has trampled a farmer's wagon as he thundered through the lands of Tiller's Rest. The foodstuffs spilled from the overturned wain have attracted all manner of hungry predators. Without produce for the market, the farmers will surely suffer for coin this season. Your duty is thus clear. Put down those rapacious scavengers and preserve the cargo. Summerford. Back to the Marauders Guild I go. Once again, your capacity for carnage has been tested and proven. The creatures you defeated, however, were merely some of the many base scavengers that subsist on the scraps left in the wake of Kuchata's rampages. To face Kuchata himself, you yet require far more training, but do not despair, Strife. As Axemaster and fellow Marauder, this I swear, I will not rest until I have taught you how to wring every last ounce of power from your weapon, until the blade of your axe can slice cleanly through the thickest hide, the most knotted muscle, the densest bone. This menace will fall by your hand. You may find yourself drawn to explore the possibilities offered by other disciplines and guilds. These distractions are inevitable and perhaps necessary. But I urge you to soon return to the path of the Marauder. I do not wish your edge to dull just as you begin to show your such potential. Fare you well, Strife. Armory unlocked. I see you have been diligent in your training. You need not tell me in words. It shows in your bearing, in your unwavering gaze. It is time for you to once more lift your axe in service to the guild. There have been reports of sizable creature roaming at the outskirts of Aleport in western Lenosha. This monster has no Kuchata, but the threat it presents to the locals is nonetheless sufficient to warrant our attention. It should also prove a worthy foe to test your burgeoning powers. How to find this beast? Well, I am fortunate enough to count among my acquaintances a veteran hunter and archer by the name of Rainfred. He took up residence in Aleport some years ago and will gladly aid you in this task. With Rainfred's assistance, you are to track down this prowling danger and provide it swift and bloody passage to the afterlife. May your axe swing true. Rainfred. Rainfred. I know it's spelled differently, but it still feels like it's not pronounced Reen. Which sounds even worse. Rainfred. Rainfred. On a wizard's boys, are you? Well, I've known that sprat since he was knee-high to a... Well, he was always kind of a big fella, was Wiseron. And now they call him Axemaster, eh? Not a subtle lot, you marauders. Oh, I suppose you're here to hunt down our local trouble. What you need to do, then, is take yourself northwest up towards Camp Skull Valley and give a good whistle. The mean bugger you're after, his name's... Patrapatum? By the by, we'll come running across the weeding plains. He'll think you're trespassing on his territory, see? So you better have that cleaver of yours ready. Oshan's blessings be upon ye. I forget what this... I think it was called like Brutal Swing. That's the skill they removed that I remember. I vaguely remember it having like a really cool animation too. Poor. That's not the end of the quest. What for? Why for? I've been in contact with Rainfred, and he had naught but praise for you, Strife. Your representation of the guild has been exemplary. There is one more task I would have you complete this day, a task that will demonstrate for you just how strong you have become. Report to Scapgim, where he waits on the banks of the ageless river, and he shall help you unveil the untapped power of your axe. Alright, that's... Midolinosha. Somewhere in this direction. Alright, I know why you're here, and after seeing this big old boulder, I'd wager you know why you're here too. Now, my rock's a bit more of a challenge than those pebbles Road Game had you training on. To crack this beauty will require a relatively heavy swing. Impossible, you say? Ha! Barzan wouldn't send you out here if he didn't think you capable. Would you look at that, and on your first attempt, too. Well, I guess it's back to the Axemaster for you. I knew you would return before long. The deafening crack of shattering boulder reached me even here. This feat of strength deserves recognition, and you shall have it in the form of a new technique. Adopted and perfected by our guild forebears, the tomahawk throw was first devised by pirates as an opening attack on closing enemy vessels. Though we primarily focus on close-quarter combat, you will no doubt find that having a powerful ranged attack at your disposal greatly expands your tactical versatility. I sense that the impending confrontation with Kujata weighs heavily on your mind, Strife, but hurried swings lead to glancing blows. There is no swift road to attaining the peak of mastery you seek, only a steady, measured ascent. Says the bitch! No, I'm kidding. Yes, that's it. Although, if you actually fully understood what's going on here, you'd probably be just like hurling me at this dude, like a weapon of mass destruction. Like tactical nuke incoming. Strife, there's trouble afoot. Do you recall the lad whose parents were slain by the beast Kujata? The boy's grandfather, Nedard, but recently contacted us with worrisome news. Young Sigurd has gone missing. There have been sightings of Kujata in the area, and it would seem that the child felt compelled to seek the creature out. Are you familiar with the boy and his tragic tale? I would have you attend to this matter. My sister, Silkwib, awaits you at the Bismarck. She has been apprised of the situation and will aid you in plotting a suitable course of action. I gotta get there and hope that I don't find Linnae destroying the Bismarck. Food, 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 give me 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 food. Strife, I assume you're here to discuss the missing child and not to sample a bowl of mutton stew. First things first, I would advise against rushing off to peer under every rock in the countryside. We need more information to direct our search. I suggest we head to the Red Rooster Stead and learn what more we can from old Nedard. Nom 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 nom. Good lord, I can hear you frickin' chowing down from here. How damn, Linnae! Linnae, calm down. There are other people that are trying to eat, that want to eat. Nom 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 nom. Tasty. Thank the gods you're here. Seems your grandson is set on causing naught but trouble for you. But surely you can know how the lad's feeling. How he's boiling with hate for that murderous beast. And the last time when you came along like an avenging angel and showed him the strength of your steel, well, you lit a fire in his belly. He must have got it in his head to take revenge on the beast itself. Daft little bugger. Anyway, once the Kujata been spotted near airport, why he shot through the door like an arrow from a bow, and I ain't seen him since. I beg you, find me little Sigurd before he gets himself stomped to death. That big bastard Aurochs has spilled more enough to make me a kin's blood. Of course. Our course is clear. We must set out for airport at once. An old acquaintance of mine, Parfstein, often stands guard at the port gates. You might know something of the lad's whereabouts. What is up with a lot of these frickin' row names, man? Sulkweb, Roachgein, Furfgrim. I mean, even that one. And he's an NPC, Furkman. But that still seems reasonable. You got Yellow Batch of Control and Farstein. I've seen a boy wandering about by himself. As a matter of fact, me and my fellow gate guard here just watched a young lad trapezing off toward the north. We were arguing whether or not to abandon our post and bring the child back ourselves. Large packs of jackals have been prowling the wilds of late, so if you mean to head after him, pray do so quickly. Else, I might even pass along a word to the Marauders Guild. You'll be better off with an extra blade or two at your back. His water skin and his satchel. Have you found any sign of Sigurd? Or Sigurd? He must have been in a desperate hurry indeed to cast away his belongings in such a careless manner. I myself came across this wood axe, a tool that the lad took from the stead, perhaps. Gods below, Strife over there. What have we here? Right. Sorry, boys. It's not bacon, and you can't have it. Whack, whack. Duty complete. Back away before I chop your heads off. Step aside. Ooh! Where's him? He breathes yet. We withdraw to the Red Rooster's stead. Follow my lead, Strife. You know, I wonder something. I'm pretty sure I know when it can be done, but I think this just might be the faster route. Yeah, let's just save a little time when needed to come here. Of course, it only really helps if you can actually, get them, easily get the mist, but... You brought him home. I don't got the words to thank you. The lad's past the worst of it. He struck his head on the fall, though, and it may take some time before he opens his eyes. Thank you for coming, brother. If you hadn't scouted those jackals when you did... I have done naught to earn your thanks. When I learned of the situation from Aleport, I realized the dangers were greater than I anticipated. No single marauder could have hoped to fend off such numbers in time. Pray accept my apologies, Leonard. You turned to us for help, and yet your grandson now lies before you broken and battered. You risked your lives to save little Sire. I was a man to find fault with that. It's me who ought to be begging forgiveness for the wounds you took protecting me, foolish boy. You needn't concern yourself with our well-being. Our training prepares us for such eventualities. There is not more we can accomplish here, Strife. It is time we return to the guild and focused on other tasks. Yes? Axemaster. Back to the Marauders Guild! This is still... I still feel like this is going much faster than Ninja was. 43 minutes in, I'm finishing the... Shit. Decline. Finishing the 20 of the Marauder. I'm glad that the lad will live, but I fear this will not be the last time Sire abandons caution in his search for vengeance against Kujata. The wound in his heart festers and sees, feeding his impatience at our seeming inaction. But we must not think ill of the boy. Instead, let his helpless rage be as a spur to our efforts. I say again, Strife, Kujata will fall by your hand, and I will shape you into the deadly weapon you need to be. Strife, our near disastrous encounter with the pack that follows Kujata has been preying on my mind. The overwhelming number of the beast was beyond aught I had imagined. Even the most dedicated marauder could not have hoped to carve through that snarling wall of flesh. And if we cannot dispatch the pack, then Kujata remains beyond our reach. Thus I have prepared for you a trial that shall unleash your deepest reserves of destructive strength. As before, Sokolov awaits you at the Bismarck to guide you on your path. Do not squander this opportunity for growth, Strife. The pride of the guild itself rides on the keen edge of your axe. Oh, no! To the Culinarian Guild! See everybody running out as Linnae empties the shelf, seeking more food. Strife dies in a stampede of people. Your word from my brother. The pride of the guild, eh? My brother has placed quite a burden on your shoulders, it seems, but from what I have witnessed, if any marauder has the skill and determination to put down Kujata, it is you. And there is, of course, the matter of Sire's vengeance. You don't want to disappoint the poor boy, now do you? Let us be about this trial, Strife. I shall meet you on the Salt Strand in Lower Lenosha, where your training is to take place. Well, naturally, I will be there. Without me, you'd like to forget to tend your wounds and bleed to death. Back to Lower Lenosha! Yay! Here, okay. Well, this should be the place. I don't see... do you sense that encroaching aura of violent strife? Pray unnumber that axe of yours. That seems to be the last of them. Compared to what we have faced before, though, it wasn't terribly... So this is the indomitable Strife Eclipse. Who in the seven hells are you? Wait, is that... We have deemed you worthy of our challenge. Come, Marauder, let us test the edge of your steel. Oh, brother. Someone familiar. It seems my underlings have provided you with poor sport. Very well, I shall take your measure with mine own blade. Do not think to show me quarter, Strife, for I shall surely show you none. I yield. Your strength has humbled us all. It might just be enough. We are done here, my colleagues. Drag away those who cannot stand. Your display of prowess was truly impressive, Strife. Worthy indeed. What a ridiculous charade. Did he honestly think we couldn't see through those paltry disguises? I am confident my brother's act was not born of malice. Rather, he hoped by concealing his identity that the trial would seem more threatening, thus increasing its effectiveness. Not an entirely successful undertaking, but one must appreciate his intentions. It is time you return to the guild. Oh, and as a favor to me, pray indulge Warrenzoin in his little deception. Subterfuge is not a marauder's forte. Strife, I have heard of your skirmish on the Salt Strand. You did well to topple opponents of such formidable skill. But let us not dwell on the nature of those masked men. What is important is your triumph in the face of overwhelming odds. Your fellow Marauders are honored to have you swing your axe in the Guild's name. They stand behind you, one and all, as you prepare to overcome your greatest trial yet. Aye, the time has come for you to bring Kujata's bloody rampage to an end. When next he rears his horrible horned head, you shall be ready to bury your blade in his skull. Strife, your confrontation for the feast is at hand. Kujata has made his presence known. Reports place the creature to the northeast of Red Rooster Stead in the vicinity of the Grey Fleet. There is little more for me to say but this. Harness all the strength you have built through your labors of sweat and blood and unleash it in full fury upon Kujata and his menagerie of scavengers. Tired yet lies abed, trusting in your strength and praying for your victory. I ask that you go to the lad before the battle and tell him you venture forth to fell the object of his vengeance. Such news should cheer his ailing heart. The time has come, Strife Eclipse. May your axe strike deep and true. Okay, so we can do this actually really easy. I don't even have to go to. I'm gonna have to go back to the FC house. Speaking of Linnae, hi Linnae. Hold on. Le hug. Just do that. Then leave residential district. Boom, right where I need to be. Why have I never thought of that before? I never thought to do that before. Strife, I'm sorry for making you trouble. No, I deserved what I got. It's my own fault for not believing in you. But you came back anyway, and now you're gonna take that axe to Kujata's head, aren't you? I know you can beat the bastard. You got to. I'm going to. The amount of sweat. Might be as I'm sticking me nose in where it ain't wanted, but I couldn't abide the thought of you facing that monster solo. Kujata's got his friends, so it's only fair if you've got a couple too. And what are friends for if not to lighten your load? I already did some of the groundwork for you. Seems like a farmer and his wain have fallen victim to the fiend's pact. If we follow the trail of destruction, it might lead us to the big bugger himself. I heard Kujata had reared his ugly head again and reckoned that you'd not be too far behind. I hope you won't object to me lending what aid I can. We've been through much, you and I would see this tale to its end. Brown Bar, well, he felt much the same, so here we are. A pack of two to offset the ravenous beasts that follow in Kujata's wake. Could be worse. Could be worse. Find a pot that appears to have been dragged from the farmer's wain. Find a barrow that appears to have been dragged from the farmer's wain. You find a crate that appears to have been dragged from the farmer's wain. A pot, a barrel, a crate, a sink, a dancing girl. Wait, what? How the hell did she get here? Overturned wing. I remember when I first did this, I was really excited to do this. Big boy. Come back. Strife! It appears our timing was fortuitous. The Axemaster carried me here so I could see. You did it. You really did it. Ma, Da, do you see? Strife killed the bastard. He's finally dead. Thank ye. Thank all of ye. Strife, do you reckon I could learn to swing an axe like that? When I was bigger, I mean. I want to protect folk too. Keep them safe from, you know, monsters and things. If you train hard, the knot is beyond your reach, young man. Then that's what I'll do. I'll train every single day. You'll see, I'll be the strongest hero there ever was. I saw it with my own eyes, and I can still scarce believe it. You brought down the mountain. Well done, Strife. I knew from the first moment we met that you would rise to meet any challenge. It is done, Strife. You have answered the boy's prayers and upheld the pride of the guild. Hold your head high, Marauder. I shall be awaiting your triumphant return to Limsa. Going to Limsa, I'm singing it my song, and that's why I'm doing this. I don't really know. Limsa, home. That was truly a mighty feat, Strife. Never have I seen a marauder so dedicated to attaining the pinnacle of his discipline. In recognition of your achievements, I, Axe Master Warezen, pass on to you our guild's final technique, the thrill of battle. This guild teaches you to embrace the fear and danger of combat, allowing you to push well beyond the normal limits of your stamina. Though the thought brings me both joy and sadness, there is not more I can teach you. May the memories of your time here at the guild sustain you as you strive for even greater heights of perfection. Experience now shall be your tutor. There will always be greater foes and deadlier challenges on which to test your blade. Of that I am certain. You enter a realm of our craft in which even I have never set foot. I only hope that when you reach the very boundaries of our art, you will return to share your triumphs with us. Until then, Strife, may your axe ever swing true. Vanilla battle! And boom, in about an hour, I finished up the Marauder line. It took me like 3.5 hours to fucking do Rogue. I'm gonna complain over that. I'm gonna incessantly. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and load up Le Warrior, the part, because it's basically gonna pick up right here anyway. And then we'll take a quick BRB so I can refill my drink, and then we will cover the Warrior side. And then I'm done. Holy crap. BRB. Alright, we're back. The second half, the final part. Strife, just the man I was hoping to see. It's plain as day that you're no equal in... You've no equal in our guild, and I have a task that I entrust no ordinary marauder. To it, I just received a message from an old comrade-at-arms of mine who now serves as a guardsman in Costa del Sol. It would seem the fighting's grown fierce in those parts, and he finds himself in dire need of reinforcements. Mind you, this man is no white-livered whelp. He can wield an axe with the best of them, as evidenced by Master Gagaraju's paying good coin for the services of he and his men. No, any enemy who could fluster that bunch is not one to be trifled with. I've sent Sokoev on ahead to tend to the wounded. Seek her out upon your arrival and she'll apprise you of the situation at hand. To Costa del Sol. Strife, ever the sight for sore eyes. A nasty bale of turtles has been preying on this area of late, snapping and gnashing at everything in sight. Why, even the best men that Master Gagaraju could buy find themselves no match for the creatures. Word has it that the beasts have been sighted swimming in front of the lightly guarded northern shore. I would send you there to investigate the cause behind their burgeoning numbers. Fell demon. Damn it all, Strife. We must see to these beasts. Seven house, there's no end to them. Prepare to fall back. I'll see to the shellbacks. You ups just try and not end up as turtle grub. That axe. I've not seen its like in... Strife, we must do what we can. Do, 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 do. Duty complete. That should send them scuttling back to their nests. You can call me Curious Gorge. One remark about the name and I'll rip your ugly heads from your shoulders and suck the marrow out of your twitching spines. You two are guards from Costa del Sol, I reckon. Not as such. We are of the Marauders Guild, sent here by Axtmaster Warrenstone to assist in the defense. I'm Soquib, and this is my comrade, Strife. From the guild, you say? Well, blow me down and call me a bogey. Had you told me sooner, I'd have introduced myself with proper respect. You're Strife, right? We've only just met, but I see in you a strength not found in ordinary men. What say you unleash the beast within and become a warrior with me? A warrior, you say? So it was you I saw brandishing battle techniques I had thought lost to the sands of time. Lost? Perhaps in these parts, but where I come from, the way of the warrior is alive and well. My tribe has been handing them down for thousands of years. Yet our numbers dwindle with every new summer, and this is why I left the mountain where I was raised to come here. What say you, Strife? If you would walk the path of the warrior with me, seek me out at Hidden Falls. The warriors of old. We have all heard the tales, but never once did I dream that I would meet one in the flesh. My memory is cloudy, but many years ago it was said there was a young marauder in the company of heroes who could unleash crushing blows theretofore unseen by his comrades. When the company disbanded, he vanished, never to be seen again. Might that be this Curious Gorge? I cannot vouch for the man's identity, but there can be no denying the display of strength we saw today, nor that he has taken a liking to you, Strife. This could be an opportunity for the ages. Hidden Falls, was it? Were I in your boots, I would head off there without delay. I knew you would come, Strife. Let us begin. Any man can take up an axe and call himself a marauder, but to become a true warrior, he must prove he can tame the inner beast that guides the blade. I witnessed your battle with the turtles, and I must say that I was impressed. You have proven yourself far more worthy of this than I could have imagined. In your hands lies the soul of the warrior, a crystal within which the deeds of 1,000 warriors from history are recorded. For countless generations, the soul has been passed on to those in my tribe who choose the path of the warrior, to guide them and aid them on their journey. When your inner beast awakens, the runes will resonate further, empowering your will and granting you such strength as you never thought possible. Today there is cause for celebration, my friend, for through you I have ensured that my tribe's legacy will endure. Yes, it is for this day, this moment, that I came down from the mountain. Yet, however earnestly I pursue my goal, I cannot deny the feeling cosmic that my mission will ultimately end in failure. But you see, while I style myself a warrior, the truth is that I left the mountains before my training was complete. And while I carry with me the chronicles of my ancestors, detailing the ancient arts of war, I lack the ability to fully decipher the text. Yet there may still be hope, for there is another who fled my way, one who shared my dream of passing on the teachings of the tribe and can lead the throne, my brother. Without him, I fear there is little more I can teach you at this time, but that will not discourage me from continuing my studies of the Chronicles, nor shake my belief that further secrets will soon reveal themselves to me. Until then, I ask that you use the knowledge I've passed on to you and continue your training. You must strive to harden your will so that it may endure the strain of future burdens. Good luck, my friend. There we go. Embracing the beast. Welcome back, my friend. I can see that you've not neglected your training. For my part,
I fear that deciphering the ancient chronicles of my people is proving to be much more demanding task than I imagined. Mind you, it hasn't helped that I've been somewhat preoccupied of late, and a comrade of mine from days in the company of heroes asked me to do a favor. He's taking me back and forth across the realm like this is some bloody ferry. I'm on a hunt for some mysterious feral beast that's been terrorizing small folk. We don't know where this monstrosity came from, but witnesses say its thirst for blood is unlike anything you've ever seen. Unfortunately, the time I've spent in pursuit of the beast is time I have not spent studying the chronicles. I'm sorry to say I have made little progress. However, while on the road, I was able to decipher one passage that may be of interest to our folk. From what I can gather, the chronicles tell of an ancient set of armor forged by my ancestors in the flames of the seven heavens, and inscribed with the same arcane incantations that adorn the soul of the warrior. It would seem that this mighty armor was passed down from hero to apprentice for centuries, until one man, driven by rage and vainglory, cast all 5 pieces from Albathia's highest peak. Since that day, the armor has remained lost, and with it the power that it harbors. As far as I can make out, the next passage in the Chronicles concerns the whereabouts of these missing artifacts, though I have only been able to make sense of the odd word thus far. Still, I must confess to some excitement. Imagine what a warrior clad in such garb could achieve. If only my brother were here, we could decipher the text together and spread the teachings of our people to the entire realm. Alas, he is not. His whereabouts are as hidden to me as those of the ancient armor. I would have liked you to meet him, if only so that you could have looked upon a true warrior. Well, perhaps you still shall. Eorzea is not as large as most people perceive. Paths cross, fates intertwine, such is the will of the spirit. It may be that my brother has chosen a similar path to mine. But I have rambled long enough. You are here to take the next step in your training, and so I shall oblige. In the southern reaches of Thanalan is the Sangoli Desert, a god's-forsaken wasteland of naught but sand that stretches as far as the eye can see. It is here that the Leviathan of the Dunes lurks, a sandworm of gargantuan proportions. When facing this mammoth creature, you will soon realize that the feeble hacks and slashes of your puny axe are ill-suited for the tough thorns of the clay. But do not let this persuade you. Wake the slumbering beast within and summon forth the strength that transcends the limits of your physical force. Mind you, first you'll have to find the beast, and that might prove a tall order on yourself. The Yu tribe that inhabits Forgotten Springs is wise to the movements of the denizens of the desert. Should you want for guidance, I'd wager they could set you in the right direction. Different guard. Two guards. That's interesting. The Leviathan of the Dunes. Saw the fearsome bugger not a week ago, bringing a small group of merchants south of Hyrogot's Strife. Smart ones dropped their wares, turned tail and ran. The dumb ones, well, at least they can say they died rich. I've seen the beast. Stands 3 moms high, he does, and stirs up sandstorms with each writhe and wiggle. Showed up in my hunting field some years ago and has been swallowing up my would-be prey in that gaping maw of his ever since. Sandworms are particularly sensitive to vibrations in the air, such as those made by running. If you're looking to summon one of the beasts, then I suggest you search for their tracks, then run about making as much of armor as possible. I would also suggest you seek out a cure for your madness. Strife, your crystal grows ever stronger, and following the raging sandstorm, the beast within you slows into fairly off. When next you battle, methinks you will find yourself capable of movements heretofore unfamiliar to you. When you have mastered your new talents, return to me. In the meanwhile, I shall continue my study of the ancient text. Inner Beast. Hello again, my friend. It's quite obvious that you have been anything but idle in your training since last we met. Your progress is heartening to look upon, truly, but it also serves to remind me that each other has been pouring over each text and now honing its skill. I fear my worth on the battlefield is diminishing by the day. Yet I am certain that my studies of the Chronicles revealed something of use. In fact, just last night, I discovered how the warriors of my time came to be stunned by the outside world. Upon witnessing my people's prowess with the axe, the armies of the city-states began to incorporate similar techniques into their own training regimens. These are the self-same techniques I've been instructing you in, Strife, ones which will call upon the inner beast. The consequences, of course, were dire. Yes, their soldiers became nigh unstoppable, but they also became wholly uncontrollable, and both Flint and Phil fell prey to the ensuing carnage. Of course, the heads of the city-states laid the blame for those atrocities solely at the feet of my father, promptly banning the ancient art and imprisoning anyone suspected of teaching it, or so the chronicles say. What I find hard to grasp, though, is that never once during my training did my brother hint at this dark history, nor have I myself ever seen one of my tribe succumb to the rage that the chronicles describe. Could it be that the tales are mere falsehoods? Stories concocted by some long-forgotten enemy who would poison our heritage and befoul our tribe's name? Who in their right mind would seek to celebrate something so pure? And why would my ancestors simply bow their heads and suffer such ignominy? That my people should be so weak, so utterly bereft of pride, is inexplicable. I refuse to believe it. It matters not if these claims are groundless, if they prompted my tribe's art to fade in obscurity, then the damage has already been done. While I, for one, will not turn a blind eye to this injustice. If none of my people will give the lie to the stories that have so tarnished our reputation, it shall have to be me. But once again I lose myself in history and forget the present. If you recall, I spoke to you of my former comrade from the company of heroes and the great woolly beast we have been pursuing. The beast remains on the loose, and to toss a pond of salt on the moon, the fell creatures that appear to be its minions have been wreaking havoc on the innocent residents of Vinefield. Were you and I to succeed in quelling the threat, surely the people would see that warriors are no place in peace, but valuable allies. Together, Strife, we will win back our proud name. Now let us away to Rhineport to meet with the captain of the militia. I could just fly, but for the sake of time. My friends, Wineport is much obliged for your aid. The fiends come relentlessly, and what few able-bodied men we have find themselves hopelessly overmatched. Indeed, the western gates have been so besieged that they are currently left without any manned defense. Leave the defense to us, my good man. I will secure the western gate. Strife, you defend the town from the east. Together we will form a bulwark that not a single fiend can penetrate. Once the enemy has been driven back, we return here to back up the captain. Got it, Strife? Rank 12, you're safe. We have need of your skills yet. I just heard a scream, and I fear that one of the beasts might be loose within the village. Come with me. You monster! Get away! Get away! Monster? But I... Come no closer, Strife. I beg of you. I must return to the falls. Whatever has gotten into Curious Gorge? 'Tis true that he fought like a man possessed, but to mistake him for the very beast he hunts. Methinks the child's parents have been feeding her a few too many ghost stories for her own good. Worry not, friend. I shall speak with the village and clear up the most unfortunate misunderstanding. Do return to the falls and assure Curious Gorge that Wineport is indebted to him for his aid. Strife, please forgive me for leaving so abruptly earlier. It was a hasty reaction to a situation for which I was completely unprepared. While both you and I know that I was in complete control of my inner beast, I now realize that to the layman's eye it may have seemed that, well, the opposite was true. Mayhap it was this very misapprehension that the weight for the life of the phrase. And if that is the case, then perhaps I should return once more to the Speaking of light, your soul persist, right? It's sparkles. Does the soul of the warrior have also revealed to you any whispers of imports? If only they hadn't forsaken me as they did my brother. Yes, well, I suppose that is that. I must continue my studies and you your training. I hope you have something new for both of us very soon. Until then, my friend. Mithril Tempest! Welcome back, my friend. I was wondering when your travels would bring you back this way. Just so happens that I have some exciting news. I have finally uncovered the clues pertaining to the whereabouts of the lost armor of my ancestors. As it turns out, after the fallen hero cast the 5 pieces from the mountaintop, 5 of his people set out to recover them, intending to restore their master's name. What is more, they were actually successful in this search. However, when it came to reuniting the set, the armor's great power began to work upon their minds, and not one could bring himself to relinquish his piece. Realizing then that their master's fatal pride was born of the artifact's combined influence, the peoples resolved to keep the pieces separate and to share between 5 the power that might otherwise have consumed 1. Thus did each of them carve his own place in history. The chronicles go on to say that years later, prior to death, each of the pupils returned to the scene of his own greatest victory and buried the artifact in his possession in a final attempt to prevent any one warrior from holding the set. And it is there that the pieces still rest. You may be interested to know that the armor I wear is itself a replica of the set crafted by my ancestors. Identical in all respects, save for its lack of the arcane enchantments that adorned the original. I know what you might be thinking. If we're to bring the 5 pieces together once more, what would prevent us from being corrupted in the same fashion? Well, I've thought of that. What we need only to do is trace the runes we find on the armor onto every piece of warrior gear. That way, there would be no need to worry about a single proud fool becoming drunk on his all-surpassing power, as every warrior in the realm would be possessed of the self-same might. It's quite brilliant, if I do say so myself. So how about we split up and begin the search straight away? 3 of the locations seem quite self-evident. I would entrust the search there to you, while I track down the other 2 with tome in hand. One piece is said to be buried under the great rocks of Boulder Downs in Kurthis, while another slumbers peacefully at Camp Tranquil in the South Shroud. The last of the 3 rests untouched at Paradas Peace in Western Donovan. Unearth those 3 relics and bring them to me. With any measure of fortune, I'll track down the remaining 2 by the time of your return. So, Kurthis, Donalyn, and South Shroud. We'll hit the South Shroud one first. Thank you, Rain. The cookie monster is all geared to 770 Niao as well. It's funny that it's only asking me to find 3 pieces versus the 4, but go away. There be the gloves. Alright, Western Tolerant. Let's see what we got going on here. First chest had gloves. This chest has boots, I think. Yep, boots. And then Boulder Downs. It's been a while since I've ran this, so I'm trying to remember. I want to say that this one will probably be pants. It makes sense just because of, you know, the fact that they actually kind of promoted is he would have the chest and headpiece. However, I also feel like, you know, the pants and chest piece tend to be the most prolific. So I think this piece could be the helm. Bear in mind, this is the first outside of my alts, which essentially I did skip over. I did skip over story cutscenes and everything just to kind of get it done. I haven't run this since 2015, 2016, and actually paid attention to stuff, so it's been a hot minute. Hostile presence, you say? Where? Oh. I'm gonna say headpiece. Nah, it was the pants pocket. I was wrong. So we found, the three pieces we found were boots, pants, gloves. Boots and pants and boots and pants. Curious Gorge went to find the headpiece and chest piece. Now, there's your search, Strife. Have you found aught of my tribe's ancient relics? Should you have the three pieces of armor, don them and show them to me. The gloves, the pants, the boots. Strife, what you found the gear is most gratifying, but what I would truly fancy would be to see you in it. Wait, stand still for a moment. The armor so becomes that I could not tell you had it on in the first place. But now I can have no doubt. I sense the power of the runes inscribed in each piece resonating with your soul crystal. This is the long-lost armor of the warrior. I too have found one of the relics, but I have run into an unexpected rub. When I donned the piece, I felt nothing, as if the lost treasure were no different from the unadorned replicas already in my possession. Whether the power has been lost to it, or must needs be awakened by means yet unknown to me, this I cannot say. The ancient texts still hold many mysteries beyond my ability to decipher. But before I forget, I should mention you that I did indeed track down another piece before I was waylaid by this current conundrum. You should find the sealed away at Red Mantis Falls. That will probably be the chest piece. No, the headpiece. So he found the chest piece, tried it on, felt nothing. Bye-bye. Yep, that's the headpiece. You know, don't get me wrong, this music is pretty freaking epic, but I think much like with the Falcon, they missed an opportunity. Come on, check into this while writing this. I see your search was a fruitful one. I'm pleased to say I've also gleaned some insight into why the armor I found seemed devoid of power. As I alluded to, the ancient warrior's armor derives its power from the accordance between the incantations engraved on the steel itself and the inner beast of the wearer. But my own resonance with the plating was too weak as to allow a proper connection with it. And now I think I know why. My soul crystal. It once burned bright like yours, but since the events at Wineford, it has been reduced to a lifeless husk. Why this happened, I cannot say, but the tone was quite clear about what would happen were the powers of the armor to be bestowed upon one whose soul was weak. The inner beast would devour the mind of the wearer, who would go on a mindless rampage and would end only with the mercy of death. Yet not unlike the crazed fiend's very battle, I believe that the armor sensed my weakening state, foresaw the potential danger, and then knowingly shut off its powers to me. And I dare say we are fortunate that it did. I feel as though an apology is in order at this juncture. I must tell you I left this final piece of armor where I found it. The breastplate, as the piece closest to the warrior's heart, has powers far greater and more dangerous than the other pieces. Uncertain as I was to the reason for my being unable to connect with the plate's mystical energy, I feared to take it would mean imperiling both myself and those around me. Your soul may burn stronger than mine, yet still I worry for your fate were you to put it on. Look deep within yourself, Strife, when you feel yourself ready, and only then come speak to me again. You would truly seek the ultimate relic of my people? The armor that could consume the very soul of the most presumptuous warrior? Very well, if you are truly convinced of your readiness, I will not be the one to stand in your way. But I beg of you, Strife, the moment you feel yourself losing control and your inner beast overcoming you, cast the armor aside. Cast it from the highest mountain or into the depths of the ocean. I care not. For once the beast consumes your soul, there is no going back. You will rage on, a monster, leaving naught but carnage in your wake. The realm will bleed and history will repeat itself. I cannot allow this to happen. No, my people have been shunned long enough. I would see the coming of a new age, in which warriors protect the weak and are loved and admired by the people of the realm. My years of battle and sleepless nights spent poring over the ancient texts, all has been for this day. Brother, I know not where fate has led you, and yet I feel certain that, in spirit, you stand with me today. Together we will restore the honor of our people. You must forgive my sentiments, Strife. As I said, this has been a long time coming. The breastplate you seek is in the highlands of Curthis, at the spring they call the Weeping Saint. I will stay behind. The events at Wineport still weigh heavy on my heart. Back to Curthis. Back to Curthis. At a place called the Weeping Saint. Moon! How appropriate. I get my chocobo going for the final piece of my starting class gear. Do we have to? I mean, can you just step aside? Come on, dude. Come on. Really? Can you just... Alright. I warned him. You saw it. I acted in self-defense. Hand over the breastplate, Strife. After much wrestling with the thought, I simply cannot entrust a relic to an outsider who may be overwhelmed by its power. I return down to Hidden Falls. If you would have words with me, then come. I will not run away. Huh. You know, part of me almost sits there and think that maybe, just maybe, you were having trouble getting past that dude. And you sent me to smack him around. Part of me believes that to be the case. Strife, I'm sorry. I did not mean for things to happen like this, but I had no choice. I have wrestled long and hard with the matter, but this is my decision. I cannot trust you with this power when I do not even trust myself. Aye, that's right. I won't attempt to down the plate again either, nor will anyone. Not until I have proof that there is one with the Lord strong enough to withstand the beast's siren call. Peer deep within your soul, Strife. Peer into the eyes of the beast that stares back at you. Can you truly say that you can engage the monster in battle and emerge victorious? I shall return to the tome. If there are any answers to be found, they lie within this table. In the meantime, continue your training that you might find an answer of your own. The proof is in the pudding, or the plating. Steel Cyclone. Strife, there is much we must discuss, but now is not the time. You surely recall my mention of the hunt of the bloodthirsty creature terrorizing the small folk. I just received word that self-same monster has been fighting near Limsa. What is more, according to those who managed to escape the carnage, the creature appeared more man than beast. If this is true, then our quarry could be far more dangerous than any wild animal. We must find a way to stop it. I must find a way. This is my chance to prove to the people of Wineport, nay, the world, that my tribe, my art have been wrongly judged. Perhaps then my ancestors would deem me worthy. I think even my brother would too. There is no time to lose. We must arrive in the hamlet before any of the villagers fall prey to the heat. Let us leave at once. Thank the gods for your presence. Wineport is in your debt once more. Foul creatures bear down upon our village in hordes as if drawn by the great hairy beast. You must stop them. Strive, you fend off these creatures. I will see to the beast. This is my battle to fight. It's the monster! It's the beast! Run for your lives! Stop! These people are not your enemy. The enemy lies within. You are stronger than this. Take control of the beast. Do not let it consume you. Brother! Look what you're doing. You are destroying all that I worked to restore. The fate of our people rests in our hands, brother. Your weakness could cost us everything. I cannot let that happen. I will not. Our ancestors have chosen me to lead our people to glory, and no one shall stop me. No one. No one. No one. It was I who unlocked the secrets of the Chronicles. I who trained you in their ways. I who uncovered the locations of the legendary artifacts. I who defeated my tribe's greatest warrior. I am the master now. I am the master. Return to me what is rightfully mine. Give me the armor. You want it? Oh, I shall tear it from your bloody corpse. Come take it. I have failed. I failed you. I failed my people. I failed my ancestors. And I failed my own kin. I found out long ago what had become of my brother, but did everything I could to deny it. I thought that if only I could prove myself stronger than he, the people would see his madness as the product of a weak mind. That they would believe the problem lay in him, not in our tribe. Yet all the while my own soul was growing weaker and weaker. The inner beast had taken hold and it would not let go. It drove me as it drove my ancestors, the keeper of the armor, and my brother. Our tribe had lost sight of who we were.
In seeking ever more strength, we allowed ourselves to fall victim to that which had long scorned in others as weakness. Instead of learning to harden our wills with resolve, we steeled them with anger, and therein lay our folly. Like a bonfire, anger burns hot and bright, but when the fuel that feeds it is spent, all that remains is ash. By accepting anger as our guide, we left our wills at the mercy of the inner beast. But not you. Your will is more akin to the lava which courses through the mountains of my homeland. It burns as strong, nay stronger, than any bonfire, when it cools, it becomes hard and firm, unbreakable. This quality allowed you to keep your inner beast at bay. My people were once as you are now, Strife, and I believe that is why my ancestors chose to speak to you. They sensed true strength within you, such strength as could rightly represent our people and our art. Had I but realized that myself, none of this need have happened. Well, what's done is done. If I'm to have any hope of restoring my people's name, I must start over from the beginning. And this time, I mustn't try to do it alone. It may take time, but together my brother and I will restore our village to its former glory. And when we have, I shall remember Strife, my friend and my fellow warrior, and how he saved me from myself, that my dream might become reality. Wineport is in your debt once more, Strife, and what is more, we have seen the truth with our own eyes. Pray tell Curious Gorge as much, and that we will be relying on him for his protection. He is a true warrior, and our humble hamlet would be lost without his strength. A flame reborn. Look out below! Welcome back, Strife. Despite all that transpired, the captain at Wineport wouldn't trust his village's defense to me. I know not what to say. It had been a long road, but thanks to you, I have rediscovered what I lost so many years ago. I will see to my brother's wounds, and once he is well, we will embark on the path of the warrior again, engraving the lessons we have learned in our souls, never to be forgotten. Curiously, the moment I did avow this to myself, my soul crystal began to shimmer anew. I see yours too grows stronger than ever. It would seem my ancestors have once more bestowed their knowledge upon you. This power, why, this is a power that I have only read about in the tomes. Nay, a power entirely beyond my comprehension. To think that I once doubted your resolve. No, you truly have conquered your inner beast and become a truer warrior than I could ever hope to be. Know that you stand before me the equal of my tribe's greatest heroes. Ever steel your resolve, Strife, and go forth into the realm and protect those who need your strength. With you representing us, the redemption of my people, the new era I seek, is surely close at hand. Infuriate! door going on. Alright. That is finally it. Took a freaking... I started this like Monday or Tuesday or some shit. And then just kind of progressed from there. The funny thing is that, again... They don't give me the chess pieces all over again. Oh, Lord forbid they do that. But they did give me the gloves, the headpieces and gloves and stuff all over again. So I could probably put those in my armory chest to use the glam for later points. I don't think I... Actually, hold on. I'm curious. Hold on. Let me check the gloves. Is this no armor dresser? In the armor chest hands. Not on the glamour dresser. Oh, that's just I searched for it. Huh? Alright. So actually, we'll just go pop these in the, we'll go pop these in the glamour dresser real quick, because some of these aren't horrible. For glam, anyway. Even though they're only level 45 stuff. Boom, 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 boom. No, they're already in here. Gallant gloves, gallant gauntlets, fighter's gauntlets, jockeying gloves. Yeah, they're all in here. Okay, no, screw that. They're all getting discarded. I don't need them. Alright. Alright, so yep, like I said, that does it. That one only took me a little over 2 hours. Again, fucking ninja. And there's a Sandra crafting here, so... Alright. So, yep, as I said, that'll do it for me. I will be back tomorrow for one last stream to cover around Reborn content that I really want to cover. That being the Manderville. It's long, but it's short, because there's a lot of cutscene, a lot of content, a few dungeons and stuff that I can just unsync and run through and be all happy good, so. But, yeah, so I'll be back tomorrow to finish that, and then it's just a matter of time of setting up with Zell to see when she wants to begin heaven. So, until then, I will see you guys. Pinata. Adios.